Hi, everyone. As you come into the virtual room, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks for being nice and prompt, and we will start, as soon as we said. Yeah, in the meantime, I can see some of you put your cameras on. It generally is lovely to see some friendly faces, and that's really nice. But we also appreciate for some people it's not appropriate or comfortable with, and that's fine. Um, that's fine. If you can just put in a chat, introduce yourselves. If you can phonetically spell your name so I can get your name correctly. Maybe your organization, your role, and what you're hoping here today, or even where are you in the UK or even abroad. We can play who's the furthest. So the good news is we've got our speakers today, Andrew and Antonia. So that's good news. That takes a bit of stress off me. And our chair of today, Raj, is here as well. So we'll be starting in a couple of minutes. So as I see things in the chat, I got Isabel. Okay, in Corby. Is Isabel Corby? Sorry, not in Corby. Corby. Sorry, I apologize for that. Good to have you here. I can see on screen. See Isabel and Lauren and Seba. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name right, Seba. I do apologize if not. Please do correct. Please do correct me. Got Daniel, Performance and Equalities Officer, Greenwich Council. Hetal. Hi, Hetal. Uh, um, got Angela Ford. I saw you in the queue. Nice to know trying to get the front seat and the fresh croissants or the fresh sandwiches. Good to see you from Kent. And we got Isabel's Training and Development Officer at Connected Voice in Newcastle. So I think that's the furthest we got. We got Bhavna from Leeds City College. So I think Newcastle is a bit more north than that still. So you're winning. Karen, DNI Specialist at Evershed Sutherland. Um, and we got Manjeet, co-chair Race Quality Staff Forum Newham Council. Love to have you here. And we got Shah Jahan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do correct me if I'm wrong. Shah Jahan Ahmed. It's moved on screen. And I'll try and see where you're from. British Red Cross Southeast, again, based in Kent. So it looks like we got the Kent Massive here today. And Kerry McNabb, Recruitment and Wellness Lead um, let's move, but I can see you're in Brighton and Hove, I think. And we've got someone from Sheffield, Seba from Sheffield. Thank you. All good. So yeah, conscious of time, we've got lots to pack in today, and we want to give you as much chance as you can. So thank you for that. What I will now do is hand you over to co-founder and chair today, Raj Tulsiani. Thank you.
Thanks, Javed. A huge welcome to everybody. I'm Raj Tulsiani, the Chief Executive at Green Park, an award-winning executive search and diversity consultancy. And along with Javed, we are the co-founders of Race Equality Matters. Before we start, the usual piece of housekeeping. The event is being recorded, except for the breakout sessions, and you'll be able to have access to those in around a week or so. To help make our events more accessible, when registering, we're asking people if they've got accessibility arrangements that we can offer to support. We'd also try our best to meet your needs, but please do bear in mind we've got limited resources, and apologies in providing some materials to support you later on in the event. It does take us a little time to get those out. Closed captioning is enabled in the main session. There's also a link in the chat for capturing information during the virtual breakout rooms. We'll share that again later. During the session, your sound will be auto-disabled to minimize distractions to others. So please do share ideas and questions in the chat, and we'll do our best to respond to these. The chat tends to be really busy after the breakout session, so heads up in advance in case you need to switch the sound off. If you're utilizing accessibility tools, there can be quite a lot of pings. So we have a super packed agenda today. Those of you who are used to these events will know that we tend to do polls and collaborative discussions. You'll hear from two great speakers from construction firm RLB and from leading new homes provider Taylor Wimpey, who will be letting us know what they did for Race Equality Week 2024, which I believe got over 5,100 organisations involved and over 5 million people taking part. We'll also announce a theme for this year's Race Equality Week 2025, and we'll be launching the 5-day challenge for the year. We'll aim to finish promptly at 1:45. For those attending, we do believe in value transference, so you'll be receiving 50 plus ideas to help your Race Equality Week 2025 get even better and bigger. That's for free. As you may know, there are a few people here around what Race Equality Matters perhaps can do for you. So on our website, you'll find tools, resources, solutions, and access to skills that can make an impact on intersectional inclusion through the prism of race and directly tackling race inequality in your organization. We create these concepts and solutions in collaborations with those with lived experience of racial inequity and our wonderful community of change makers. So thank you to them. Many of them are here today. We appreciate their support. We also shine a light on other solutions, wherever they may come from, that may make an impact. And we currently have more than 6,000 organizations engaged. And the idea of this, of course, is that we can get real hands-on grassroots sentiment as to what's working, what's not working. And then through our partners, including Green Park, connect that with the 200, 225 people we place on main boards every year. So the construct of change relies on us being able to really get behind the problems that you face and understand them in 3 dimensions and more. So just to reintroduce these solutions, it's not micro, it's around tackling race microaggressions and micro-incivilities at work. My Name Is, which focuses on the pronunciation of each other's names, doing that correctly, and using phonetic spelling to support this. That was really popular, 1.75 billion hits in the first month, I believe. The 5-day challenge, which we relaunch every year, but we're launching again with a new challenge of Race Equality Week 2025. That tends to be a very popular one in complex organizations. The tea break, which opens up the conversation about race-related issues to matter to your colleague and does it in a structured way, which provides a bit of independence and hopefully creates less career-limiting confrontations, which we've seen in some organizations over the year. And Safe Space, which enables braver conversations, some uncomfortable discussions, and more importantly, creates a real action-focused intervention. And many of you will also be aware of the Big Promise, which is all about turning words into meaningful action. And we'll probably focus a bit on that through the speakers and through Jarvis' time, which is, how do we turn words into meaningful action that is recognized as affecting behaviors or environments? And crucially, all of our solutions are focused on making a real measurable impact. As you can see on the screen, given we talk to everyone in lots of different organizations and with lots of different preconceptions, ideas, equality, these are quite stunningly high positivity ratios from the people we've spoken to. So we're proud of that, and we hope we can extend that into your organizations as well. Many of these solutions and resources are free, and they include how to do it right guides, workshops, access to some of our thinking. They're all available for free to members and partners as well. And you can find all of this information in the solutions section on the website. Hopefully we can pop a link in there at some stage, but if not, you can find it through the Race Equality Matters website. All of this wouldn't be possible without the support and fantastic and invaluable partners. A big thank you to Green Park. Yeah, cool. And Lloyd's of London, who power Race Equality Week and financially support Race Equality Matters and have done for some time. Along with the Collaboratory and our lifetime vision partner, British Telecom, we're also delighted to have partners in Auto Trader, HS2, Amy, Edelman Network Rail, and CMS. We are a not-for-profit, and we need further funding to keep going. As many of you can imagine, it has been a real struggle this year. Unfortunately, we're not in a position to keep offering everything for free like we used to. So one way you can help us is by becoming a funding or commercial partner. And we'd love to hear from you and discuss the benefits of that. So please do get in touch. We are delighted to announce a new partner, which is the Direct Line Group. So welcome on board Direct Line. Look forward to working with you and helping you deliver some of your promises and lead the way in insurance. Alternatively, if you want to help support Race Equality Matters, we now have a REM membership program. You and your organisations will be joining 90 other member organisations who have joined this year. Membership provides additional support through exclusive access to newly developed REM membership hubs and includes things like early access to Race Equality Week participant pack, 5-day challenge, a license to use a REM member logo, exclusive events and workshops for all your employees, insights and ideas and other paid-for solutions for free, invite to co-create and co-brand new solutions, free credits for our Race Equality Matters job board, and more to come, including free 21-day trials to our own inclusion AI, Digibot, which is an inclusive coach. The assets are worth nearly 5,000, but Javid is offering this for just $4.99 plus VAT. So good for you, Javid. We are also holding this price for the moment, but it will be going up after Black History Month. If you're interested in joining those 90 plus organisational members, then please say so in the poll at the end of today's event, where we'll ask you if you're interested, and one of us will give you a call in the next few days to follow up. Or you can email info@raceequalitymatters.com. The email is, if not now, will soon be in the chat. And we really look forward to getting some of your organisations on board so they can take action. Next slide, please. So to help us even more, and for those who have a budget, we offer some REM expertise where we come and support you in your work to help facilitate some of our solutions within your organisations. And some of our experts and team members are on the screen there. Thank you to all of you for helping make this happen. They're pretty booked now until mid-November, so do get in touch and pre-book them. And if you need something urgent, then call us and we'll try and work something out. But there is a little bit of demand for that supply. You can also, if you want to donate as an individual, donate via this QR code or the link in the chat. Nothing is too small. Everything is appreciated, but please only do donate if you get value from the sessions and value from the services. Okay, so before we hear from our first expert, we're going to do a poll.
Thank you all for taking part in the opening poll, which is our way to get the state of the nation and who's in the room. So as we can see, it's 53% are allies and 45% ethnic diverse or appropriate equivalent. So nearly 50-50. And we what role do you play in your organisation? So 16%, so 1 in 6 are senior leaders, 29% diversity inclusion professionals, and 16% HR. We've got 16% race network members and 14% race network leads, but 28% are for other roles and responsibilities. So again, it's a really good mix for this. Question 3, has your organisation participated in Race Equality Week previously? So half of you saying yes, and then the rest saying no or not sure. So welcome to all those that are new. Have you been to a Get Ready for Race Equality Week event before? And it's 30% saying yes. So the rest of you, 70% saying no and not sure. So again, a very warm welcome to you all, and hopefully you'll learn and gain something from this. Has your organisation implemented any of the following Race Equality Matters solutions? So 12%, it's not micro, 35%, so 1 in 3 of you, the 5-day challenge, 10% the tea break, and then we've got Safe Space Plus 12%, Big Promise 16%, My Name is 29%. So again, that's good. And all these solutions are for free. And you could also ask Race Equality Matters to come and help support and deliver them for you, should you wish. Question 6, have you heard of the 5-day challenge? So 34% saying no, 26% saying yes but not done it, and then 37% say yes and you've done it. So that's great. So we'll be launching the 5-day challenge 2025 later in today's event. Question 7, has your organisation done anything that's made a noticeable impact in tackling race inequality? So 58% to nearly 2/3 saying yes, 12% saying definite no, and then the rest not sure. We'd love to be in touch and hear from those that have made a noticeable difference, because we're all about shining a light on what works so we can all learn from each other. Question 8, what percentage of your colleagues do you believe actively support addressing race inequality? So if we go down the nearly everyone and more than half is 48%, and then the rest is 37%, some, 9% nearly half, and then 5% hardly, and then 1% sadly saying none. So not too bad, but room for improvement. Question 9, do you think a Q&A app for colleagues to ask for answers to diversity and inclusion questions may be helpful? And as you can see here, for the majority, for everyone, it's 55%. For a few, 15%. Not sure, 27%. So I understand that, because I appreciate we haven't explained what it is. But if we take out the not sures, for the majority and for everyone becomes 76%. So, and again, we'll be explaining more about that later in the year. So thank you all for letting us know where we are, and on to the next part. So I said this session is today is all about providing with the ideas and support for Race Equality Week 2025. I think it was like 60% haven't been to one of these events, or no, 70% haven't been to one of these events before. So hopefully you'll take something from it. If you don't already know, it's February the 3rd to the 9th. It's always the first Monday of February. So take a screenshot, put it in your diary. No more excuses. And again, do share it with your networks, put it on social media. We need more people to take part in this. It may feel a long way off in February, but the most common reason we hear why organisers don't get involved is not enough notice, not enough planning. So this is 5 months. We've got 5 months to do it. Okay. So thank you for that. Next slide, please. So we're just going to show a video highlights of 2024 to show you, those that haven't been involved, what happened. Thank you, Sam.
A very big welcome to the opening of Race Equality Week 2024.
Equality Week is an opportunity to bring the attention to the challenges faced by the marginalized racial ethnic groups and to celebrate the importance of what? Diversity and inclusion.
We believe this forum will give us a space to really discuss and get to the nitty-gritty of kind of what's going on in the employment and education sector, and begin to get people to act and change on things they've heard, and develop those initiatives which will really support us in bridging that gap for ethnic minority individuals, not just in the sector we work in, but also within their education experiences too.
We want to do something that makes an impact. We're not interested in amplifying aspirations. We're interested in doing things that really connect lived experience with improvements, where people can turn around and go, it's moved forward.
To me, an active ally is not just somebody that's going to join the meetings and get involved in group discussions, but a real active ally, and what has seen as being successful for us is that ally who speaks in a room that you're not in.
Black Fox is doing the 5-day challenge because we believe in equity, equality, and the future of work.
I'm doing the 5-day challenge.
REW's new challenge.
Race Equality Week 2024. I'm doing the 5-day challenge. Peace.
I believe that accountability helps to move the dial, and therefore it seemed only right that I personally participate and make a big promise of my own.
We invited people to write their names out. We put it up as a big poster display, so we had hundreds of names displayed, and people were coming and they were looking at it, they were correcting themselves, and they were looking for their friends' names on the board, and it created this real sense of ownership. It created a sense of belonging, and it also created a sense of wanting to get it right.
It's helped inform and empower allies to take action.
It brought people together, but most importantly, started conversations with senior leaders.
I feel more energised to continue to work towards change.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate a couple of you may have had some sound issues. You'll be able in the link, and afterwards we will send you the link so you can use this video in your organizations and rewatch it, especially at Christmas time if there's nothing good on TV. Okay, so to make a greater impact, we need to continue to grow Race Equality Week, and we need your help to sort of shout about it. As you can see, and Raj pointed about, we've got more organisations engaged, reaching more employees. So this will help us all understand and tackle race inequality. Next slide. As you saw in the video, this shows some of the different events and activities take place, from panel events to senior leaders making public pledges. And it's being public is when become accountable and will deliver. Safe space, people reviewing shared data with their employees, etc. So a whole range of things, and we'll get more. And as Raj says, 50+ ideas from today's event. Next slide, please. Thank you. So we're now delighted to be joined by Andrew McGreary, Investor Relations Manager and Network Committee member, and Antonia Frampton, Land Manager from new homes provider Taylor Wimpey, and Antonia is the Race and Ethnicity Network co-chair. So welcome to you both. Can you unmute yourselves, please? Thank you. Taylor Wimpey's Race Network was first launched in 2021 with a mission to provide a voice and open forum for all races and ethnicities. The aims of the network are to raise awareness, provide support and education, along with influencing business change and recognizing important religious and cultural events throughout the year. They have celebrated Race Equality Week for the last 3 years, but this year they used the platform to engage with senior leaders within the business to ensure that the changes were being made were impactful. And as we all know, impact is what we all like to focus on. So if I could start with you, Andrew, can you just tell us what Taylor Wimpey did this year's Race Equality Week? Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Javid. So Race and Equality Week was really a breakthrough moment for our network this year, and kind of marked a step change in how we can achieve buy-in as a network from the senior leadership. So with the help from Race Equality Matters, we launched the Big Promise, which required each of our 22 regional businesses to make a pledge that would lead to meaningful change in a company's approach to ethnic diversity and inclusion. The type of promises were obviously left to the individual businesses to decide, and that allowed for creativity and ownership. And this was incorporated into our annual budgeting process, where each of the teams agree their budget with the chief executive and FD. And I think that level of equivalence and backing from our network sponsor, Chris Carney, the finance director, assured buy-in company-wide. And so when I speak to people around the business about the Big Promise, it's really met with, and embraced as a positive challenge rather than a tick box exercise.
That's fantastic. So brilliant initiative to do. Antonia, what were the outcomes and how did you measure the impact it had?
So as Andrew mentioned, every managing director submitted their Big Promise across businesses at the end of the 5-day challenge. And that's the first time we've done that. So we're actually due to get our first progress update in December, which is our year end. And that'll then give us some insight into the achievability of the promises that were made across the business and the potential timescales that we're looking at to get a measurable impact. And once the data is then collected, we'll discuss it as the Race Network, and we'll have our meeting with our group management team to look at how we can take this forward and make it a permanent KPI for what we call P2, which is our People Performance Review. So that's had a real impact in making a race equality target part of that KPI. The senior leaders within our business, they all committed to launching a reverse mentoring program, which was focused on ethnically diverse employees and also women as well. And the scheme was so popular, they've had to launch 2 different schemes with 20 pairings each, one in June, one is this week. And they've also started shortlisting interested candidates for the next 2 because there was so much interest in it, which was really great to see. And what the key thing they were looking for as part of that program was to understand and uncover the barriers to race equality. So yeah, that was some of the things that we'd done.
Brilliant, thank you.
To measure.
So your reverse mentoring sounds like a successful Taylor Swift concert, just selling out, and you had to do more of them. So that's fantastic. And I think it's always so good that you had Race Equality Week, but you're keeping the momentum going. Not just these pop-ups, Race Equality Week, Black History Month, etc. So talking about keep the momentum going, Andrew, what are the plans for 2025, and what would you do differently?
Yeah, so our network programs really span the celebration and recognition of diverse cultural events such as Black History Month, which is obviously a focus at the moment, Eid, but also wider advocacy, utilising the diversity and inclusion champions throughout the business. So the Big Promise, as I say, was the major breakthrough moment. And as Antonia said, our focus is now really on tracking and looking at the effectiveness of the Big Promise. And we're pleased that, the teams have been held accountable and that we have a report on this that will be provided to the network, as Antonia said, this year. So we know it's made a difference, but, being able to, investigate the results of this will allow us to, work out the areas which worked well, areas that were challenging and need further support, and apply any learnings from the Big Promise across the business. So as we look to sort of what we're going to do next year in Diversity and Inclusion Week, this will likely involve, extending work we've done in the Big Promise, and as Antonia said, instilling this in the business. We're looking to do, extra work on our Diversity and Inclusion Conference next year. And as a crystallizing event, we'll soon begin our focus on next year's Race and Equality Week, with support again from Race Equality Matters. We know it's really key to get in front of business leaders early to achieve buy-in. And I think Antonia mentioned it, but we have been invited by the Group Finance Director to present to the GMT, our Group Management Team. That's the sort of highest committee of executives, which includes the Chief Executive and the FD, towards the end of the year to outline our plans.
That's fantastic. Some brilliant commitment there. I think also what yourself and Tony shared was that you're getting these as KPIs, part of the DNA of an organization. So it's not like a sideline and activity. It's at the heart of it. So that's fantastic. So thank you for sharing. And for everyone, what we do, as we record this event, so we will have an excerpt of this interview we did, and Antonio and Andrew, that people can access later as well. But thank you both for doing that. Brilliant stuff. We look forward to hearing the continued momentum you're doing. So I said we're all about collaboration and learning and being interactive with each other. So we're now going to go into our first breakout discussion group. So in a sec, you'll go into a group. Just to let you know, the more they go in there, the better, because that's how we learn and share each other. But we also appreciate, for some people, again, it might not be the sort of thing you're comfortable with. So stay on the side of it. But the more they go there, again, have your cameras on or off as you see, feel comfortable. When you go in the breakout session, you've got 7 minutes, and it's to talk, what did your organization do for Race Equality Week 2024? We know lots of you are new. So do you have any thoughts on what you can do for Race Equality Week 2025? And what impact are you hoping to have, like Taylor Wimpey shared? When you go into the breakout session, don't spend you spend more than 7 minutes introducing yourself. So just go straight into it and be kind to each other and do it. And we appreciate some people just there to listen and share. Now, if Antonia and Andrew do join a breakout session with you, they're not there to chair it. They're there to listen and learn, just as well as yourself. So we're going to give you 7 minutes. Go into groups and look forward to seeing you on this side. Thank you. Okay. Brilliant, thank you. So, we also appreciate a lot of you are new to this, so may not, obviously I couldn't say anything for last year, but this is all about us collaborating. So, if everyone's going to chat and just write down what they did last year, or what they look to do, or the impact they'd hope to have in race equality this year. Don't worry about typos. Don't worry about spellings. Put it in bullet forms. We will anonymize it. So we collate this. So if actually we've got 2 ideas in at the moment, so that's not going to be much help for yourself. So if everyone just put some thoughts in there, we'll collate it all. What we also do is highlight the things that lots of people did comment on or mention. So what did you do for Race Equality Week 24? Thoughts, what you could do, and the impact you'd hope it to have. So I'll give you about sort of 30 or so seconds. And I said, do not worry about typos or spellings. We will tidy that up after. People say Big Promise, costumes, food, 5-day challenge, tea break, film and book club, which is interesting. Yeah, we know quite a few do that, so that's a great idea. My name is, very, very popular. Okay. Whilst you finish that off, so now we're going to be sharing with you the theme for 2025. And you're all asking, what is the theme for 2025? I'm going to say, I can't hear you. So what is the theme for 2025, Javid? That's my audition for pantomime. Obviously, I'm not going to get through. Anyway, so the theme reveal. Next slide. You may recall previous themes have been in 2021, as we came out of COVID, let's not go back to normal was the theme. 2022, action, not just words. And these were just, created or chosen by the community. 2023, it's everyone's business. And last year or this year was listen, act, change. So they've been the themes as we go along. Next slide. Development theme has gone through many idea generation reviews, polls, etc. You may be aware we were looking at challenge it, change it. And at REM, we truly value the input, thoughts, and feelings of our community. So in a recent event with a lot of Race Network leads and Race Network members, 81% thought it was a good or strong theme. Okay. However, there was also concern that the word challenge could be intimidating for some. Also, for some, it could involve risk or resistance. And we appreciate that. So we have listened to your thoughts and concerns. And for now, we're parking challenge it, change it. So putting the community's thoughts and ideas together, we believe we now have a theme that captures the spirit and desires of our community. So you are the first to hear the brand new theme, and we're going to let you have a talk about it. So drum roll, please. So if you've got tables or if you've got the drum, because some of you may have brought that, thank you. I can see people doing it. Bang your books. If we can reveal it, every action counts. Okay, every action counts. You're memorable, and it does what it says in tin. And you can see, and I think people were saying earlier about lack of action. We need more action, less talking. Okay, every action counts. Next slide. The thinking behind it is there is too much talk and too little action. Action is a driving force to change for good. We have all the ability to take action. No action is too small to spark change. We all have a part to play, hence every action counts. Therefore, during Race Equality Week, if all of us here today, our organizations and our colleagues take just one action, it will make a big impact. Big or small, one or more actions, it will add up. We then want this to lead to further action beyond the week to keep that momentum going. Next slide, please. It keeps the focus on ensuring it's everyone's business. So you may be thinking, what can I do? I am just one person. But during Race Equality Week, you'll be more than one person. You'll be part of a national movement. And we believe if every person makes at least one action, so if all these people just here made one action, it will make a huge change. And we know small changes add up to make a big impact. Next slide, please. So remember, even the smallest ripple can create waves. Every action counts. So as well as your own ideas and plan what you might want to do in your organizations, we have available for you our REM solutions, which are here. And I said, you can get it on our website. All these are kind of action focused, action driven, make an impact. So you can access these after the event. So go to our solution page to find out more, and they're free for you. Yep. Next slide. We now would like to give you a chance to talk about the theme. Every action counts. So if you can go into a breakout session for about 6 months, so 6 months, there you are. Sorry, you're very welcome to, but 6 minutes, some of you may prefer. And then basically just how do you think every action counts will help you focus on tackling race inequality? And how do you think you could use it in your organization? So go into your breakout group and just talk about the theme, every action counts. So you'll be in new groups. And again, if you recognize any of us, we're not there to chair. So see you in about 6 or so minutes. Thank you. For those that might be staying out here, please do put your contributions in the chat. Thank you very much. The more of you that go into the breakouts, the richer the conversations. Thank you. So interesting and insightful thoughts and sharings, and people could see how they can piggyback on some frameworks they've got, some plans they've got, etc. So if you could go into the chat and share your thoughts on this. So how do you think it helped focus on tackling race inequality, or how could you use it in your organization? And again, what we will do, we will collate this and share this with you. It'll be early next week now. So if you can do that, that'd be fantastic. And I said, don't worry, it'll be kept anonymous. Don't worry about spellings, typos, put bullet points, whatever's easier for you. Yeah. And hopefully it helps you engage senior leaders, helps you engage allies, help you engage the race networks, help you invite your wider colleagues. Let's see you typing. So we'll allow another 20 or so seconds. Okay, thank you. And your feedback and input is really important to us. So while Sam finish off, we've got one poll question. So if Sam can release the question. So the question is, do you think the theme every action counts is a good theme for Race Equality Week 2025? And as you can see, it's an incredible 91% saying it's good and it's strong, with 62%, so 2/3 of you saying it's a strong theme. So as I said, we always listen to you and the community, and so we will be going with the theme every action counts for Race Equality Week 25. Okay, so now on to our next speaker, Lorraine Williamson. who is from Ryder, Levitt and Bucknell, a global construction company who are Race Equality Matters silver trailblazers. So they're very impact driven. Lorraine is currently a senior associate there with over 40 years working in the sector. She's currently the chair of the Race, Ethnicity and Cultural Heritage, known as REACH community, which is a employee resource group, which was set up in April 2023, so only just over a year ago. And as I said, they've achieved Race Equality Matters trailblazer status, which is determined by our community, not by Race Equality Matters itself. They have also been shortlisted for the BPIC for Best Internal Race Network. Unfortunately, Lorraine is unable to join us physically today, but has kindly provided us with a recording video yesterday, which we can share with you now. Thank you. Can you tell us what RLB did for Race Equality Week last year that you think made the biggest impact?
So last year for Race Equality Week, should I say earlier this year, we got ready for the Race Equality Week by attending the Get Ready for Race Equality Week 2024. And on that basis, we then went to our community and we went through the various resources and the themes for the 5-day challenge, because we decided that we were going to do the 5-day challenge. We also got involved with a big promise, and we had a tea break session in a couple of our offices. We also merged it with because it coincided with the Lunar New Year. So the last day, the Friday, was Lunar New Year, which we were celebrating. And we combined that with a roundup of all the activities that we'd been doing for the 5-day challenge during Race Equality Week. And it was really very well received. People were very engaged. We got people involved with the Big Promise, posting on to LinkedIn with the Big Promise. We had positive feedback. One of the aspects that came back from one of the senior leaders who presented for the last round update was that he never heard about microaggressions. So, it was really the videos and resources that were provided by Race Equality Matters were excellent. And we got a lot of engagement because of that.
How did the 5-day challenge help your organization during Race Equality Week?
The 5-day challenge was excellent because every day you had various activities, you had a new theme, you had a different activity to engage with. And so each day we posted in the business, having already had meetings to get people warmed up for it, that this was going to happen. So it was posted and people engaged, and it was really good because each day it made you feel like it was a Race Equality Week rather than just a day. Every day you had some activity and some new insights, and it led to some good conversations.
Are you excited about Race Equality Week 2025?
I am excited. It's going to be, I'm really excited. I've got more people, more champions involved, more people engaged. We are getting definitely more people were joining our community. And I feel that our visibility is increasing, especially with the support of senior leadership. And I am really excited because I think that we can make it an even more impactful week in 2025.
Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Lorraine. Really appreciate it, which leads us neatly into us launching the 5-day challenge now, which has been created especially for Race Equality Week 2025, but can use above and beyond. So after the impact that Race 5-day challenge has had on organizations and colleagues in the past 2 years, with over 1,500 organizations taking part this year alone, 80% wanted a brand new 5-day challenge. We listen and have taken action because every action counts. See? Here it goes. As a reminder, the 5-day challenge is a series of challenges. There are 5 challenges that take just 5 minutes over 5 days. Include a series of there's a theme for each day. There's eye openers, there's videos, there's additional resources, and there's a bit of science, really short, explaining the issues. Like I think Lorraine talked about microaggressions, the impact it has on people. So, and I'll go through one of the days with you in a sec. Next slide, please. So from your feedback, the days that we'll cover the following themes: inclusive language, recognizing privilege, intersectionality, code switching, and day 5 is all about turning what we have learned into action through the big promise, which we've heard quite a bit about today. So next slide. So here's a sneak preview of 1 days, which I'll go through with you. So this is day 2, which is about recognizing privilege. How can we use our privilege as a force for good? So this gives a template of what each day is for those that are new to it. Next slide, please. So first eye opener, think about your working career. How many of the following questions can you answer with a yes? Are you required to use your annual leave for cultural or religious holidays? Do you feel comfortable expressing your opinions or concerns in meetings without fear of negative repercussions? Have you ever been offered opportunities for career advancement or special projects without having to ask for them? Have you ever been able to take time off for personal or family needs without feeling guilty or fearing it could negatively impact your career? So some people are able to tick most of these boxes, but some cannot tick any of them. Reflecting on them questions and their responses can provide an insight into how privilege operates in the workplace, influencing opportunities, experiences, and perceptions of fairness. While these questions are specific to a workplace context, it is important to be aware of wider social privileges, and we'd like to show a video to show more about this.
Ever tried to change your speech, if you were embarrassed about your clothes or house, if you could never think twice about calling the police when trouble.
I think privilege is when some people have some things and other people don't have things.
I feel privilege is something that you don't even really have control over.
I think it'd be silly for me to say I don't have a fair amount of privilege, considering like the country I live in and the job I get to do and the college I was allowed to go to.
I suppose being a white male will help me end up somewhere towards the front, but I'll take a few steps back from being gay.
I don't think I'll make it to the front. I think I'll maybe be in the middle. That's just a gut feeling I have.
If your parents work nights and weekends to support your family, take 1 step back. If you can show affection for your romantic partner in public without fear of ridicule or violence, take 1 step forward. If you were embarrassed about your clothes or house while growing up, take 1 step back. If you have ever been diagnosed as having a physical or mental illness or disability, take 1 step back. If you have ever been bullied or made fun of based on something you can't change, take 1 step back. If you get time off for your religious holidays, take 1 step forward. If you came from a supportive family environment, if you can see a doctor whenever you feel the need, if you are able to move through the world without fear of sexual assault, if you took out loans for your education, if there were more than 50 books in your house growing up. So these are your final positions.
I think it felt kind of strange for everyone.
It's a hard thing to discuss or even reflect on. It was very awkward.
I think when you can represent it so visually like this and so immediately, it definitely takes on a new form.
I think we were like all joking around in the beginning. It was pretty lighthearted, and as soon as the questions started coming in, the mood shifted immediately, and we all it was just silent.
Just looking back and seeing like a bunch of people behind you is not a good feeling.
It's like weird how you want to like hold on to explaining a certain privilege, like, oh, but that's not actually me because like I had to work really hard for that. So it's weird to like take a step forward when you feel like you're taking a step forward with someone else, but you wear a lot of the baggage of like how those things were hard.
It was like more emotional than I thought it would be.
It reminded me of when they talk about slavery in high school and you feel like angry for a few days, but then you just realize like this is how it is.
For me, it was kind of frustrating almost to look back and see how much further some people were behind me, and realizing that, you know, a lot of that stuff, no amount of hard work or even legislation can make up that gap.
It's interesting being an Asian American because you're not really sure where you fall on the spectrum. of privilege.
I know that for me, one of the reasons I ended up so far back was that there are questions around safety as an African American, as a woman, as a gay woman. There are just so many different ways that I don't feel safe.
I feel like I just learned to be grateful for what you have. You know, we're in such a huge society where it's always complaining about what you don't have.
It just shows you that for some families, like each family, you're meant to do better. My grandparents did good, my parents did good, and I'll do even better.
I do think if you're not like aware of privilege, you should do this exercise, but it's more complicated.
Okay, thank you. So that video will be part of the pack. So everything I'm going through is what one of the days on privilege. Next slide, please. Okay, so the wheel of privilege. So again, this is in the pack. Next slide. Thank you. So the further you are from the center, which is the power, the more you may have been discriminated, marginalized, or deprived of equal opportunities. However, as you consider different categories, notice how your level of power changes. And as I said, you can get this video after and these slides later. Privilege is also often invisible to those who have it. For example, white people might not see their race as a relevant identifier, unlike black people. Similarly, heterosexuality often seen as a norm. No one has to come out as heterosexual. Next slide, please. So you might think to yourself, I've had it tough too, and I've worked hard to get where I am. Having privilege does not negate your hard work or your own personal challenges. We all possess various forms of privilege, whether it's related to the color of our skin, our gender, our physical ability, education level, or mental health. Allyship involves using our privileges to support those who have less and recognize that some individuals have more advantage than others. Thank you. Next slide. So we've seen this one, which again shows about different, a way of equality and privilege because of your height. Next slide, please. So as it's all about action. So you've gone through that, and then so what can you do? So how can you become an active ally and use your privilege to remove barriers and obstacles for others? So here's some ideas. So you just have to sort of pick on one. So actively listen to marginalized individuals, such as ethnically diverse individuals, LGBTQ+, and those with disabilities, and amplify their voices and perspectives in conversations and decision-making processes. Next one. Respectfully challenge discriminatory remarks or microaggressions when you encounter them, whether in person or online, and educate others about why these actions are harmful. So becoming an active ally. And then to find out more, you can visit It's Not Micro to learn about how to confidently challenge microaggressions in a non-aggressive, respectful way, but it educates everybody. Next slide. And here's some more actions you can do. So basically, there's a whole range, and all you have to just sort of pick on one or get your colleagues to pick on one. Next slide, please. So, and again, we know leaders have a real impact. So, leaders, one they can take is become a Race Equality Matters member to get exclusive access to our resources and allyship, including over 100 ideas on what can be done to make allies active and what your race network can do to make race equality everyone's business. Basically, if they could sign off a budget for you to have access more resources, then it's there. We've got sections on microaggressions, sections allyship, etc. Thank you. And I said in the pack or PDF, you have an action you can take, and to be achieved by when, if we set ourselves a deadline that we can focus it, and we can ask each other after, what do we do? For those, I said the idea of these five-minute challenges take 5 minutes roughly, but then there's additional resources. So if there's something that's really of interest into you, as you can see on the right-hand side, there'll be links to additional resources, so you can do deeper dives as you see fit. Next slide, please. So that's so on day one, it's about inclusive language. Day 3, intersectionality. Day 4, code switching, which is can we be authentic selves, or how we change ourselves, or how we speak differently in organizations to fit in or not to be excluded or punished. And in day 5 is the big promise. So it's about making a commitment, and then we've got a tool online. It takes about 2 minutes, and you can share it to all your staff. It's free to access. So that's the 5-day challenge. It's nearly there. Members will get it first, and then other organizations will get it a bit later. So it's a benefit of being a member for Race Equality Matter, because again, it helps us raise money to keep us going to provide these for free. Next slide, please. So just in the chat, no breakout, just in the chat. Can you just put go for your gut? How could you use the 5-day challenge in your organization? How could you use the 5-day challenge in your organization, or how could it benefit your organization? Why it will be good? Anything to do with the 5-day challenge? 30 seconds in the chat. How will you promote it? How will you encourage people to take part? How will you utilize it? After this bit, we're going to go on to a final poll and then share what's in the pipeline for yourselves. We'll give this another 20 seconds. We're sharing it via the comms channel and the networks. Love it. Bring it up the team away day. Take it to the CEO. Use internal comms. Use our network. Share the videos on the internet. And if you were the lead in your organization, these 5-day challenges come with a little pack which explains and provides you with some language you can use to share to colleagues why the 5-day challenge was created, etc. And as I can say that we do acknowledge that loads of people, some I can see here today, have contributed to this. So sometimes some of the resources, the videos, the questions we do, it's built by the community. So thank you all for that. And a huge thank you to Isabel for being a key part in our end in making it become real. Okay, thank you. So Sam, if we can release the poll, the final poll, thank you. Fantastic. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts and from today's event. So question 1, would you recommend today's event to others? So 94% saying yes, 6% saying not sure. Which we can appreciate and understand, and would love to know how we can get into the yes categories. But this is a big thank you to our speakers, Andrew, Antonia, and Lorraine. Question 2, did you learn anything new today? 96% saying yes, which is fantastic. Did you learn and hear things you wouldn't normally have access to? And again, 88%, fantastic number, saying yes. So that's, again, thank you to the speakers, but also for each of you contributing in the breakout sessions and in the chat. Question 4, did you hear or learn anything that you will use? And it's 74% saying yes, and a further 18% saying yes if you have authority. So that's an incredible 92% heard or learned something that you would like to use in your organization or in your lives. Question 5, do you think your organization will take part in Race Equality Week 2025? So 87% saying yes, which is those that say yes, and including those that would love to, but it's not their decision. Only 1% saying no, and the rest not sure, but that's an incredible 87% saying yes. And I recall at the beginning, it's around about half of you this are new to Race Equality Week. So that's great news. Question 6, do you think your organization will take part in the 5-day challenge? If you do a bit of maths here, it's 64% saying you will, your organization will, or your organization and yourselves will, which is great. And then 36% not sure. And again, we need to help understand how we can help. And maybe it's because it's not your decision. And no one's saying no. So the 5-day challenge, again, is a good hit, and it'll be out soon. Jumping to question 8, would you pay for mental support? And 22%, so 1 in 5 of you, to deliver a race equality matter solution. Roughly the same for your personal development. And again, it's something that we're looking into to try and provide more support and help for you. Jump into question 10. Which of the following would be of interest? So to be a trailblazer, 1 in 5 of your organizations would be. So we'll send you a link soon to find out how to apply and find out more about it. 37% inputting into future Race Equality Matters solutions and insights. We build them with the community. 81% want insights and ideas to tackle key race themes. And again, by becoming a member, you get free access to all of these. And then it's 71% mini videos of expert speakers like we had today. So thank you all for that. If you had budgets, how could Race Equality Matters help? So 27%, so nearly 1 in 3 of you would love Race Equality Matters to help you deliver one of our solutions in your organisation. And then 12% support to help you and your team implement the solutions. And again, these are new support offerings we can provide with you. 10% consultative session with Race Equality Matters, and 13% posting jobs on the Race Equality Matters jobs board, and we're providing a special discount offer for Black History Month. And then 17% exclusive thought leadership events, and you can access that through our membership program. Questions 14 and 15. Which of the following topics would be of interest for Race Equality Week? So as you can see on 14, 82% how to move from words to action, followed by 79% actions that count, 76% how to make it everyone's business in your organization, and also we've got 67% ally versus active ally. Also on question 15, same question, which of the following topics would be of interest for Race Equality Week? We can see 80% driving organizational cultural change, 75% intersectionality, 74% tackling bias recruitment, and 72% inclusion versus belonging. So thank you for, and also 78% what and how to measure impact. So thank you all for that. So lots of wonderful topics there that might be of interest, and we'll be in touch how you can be involved and also which thought leadership events we'll be showing. So thank you all for completing the poll. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Javed. So in terms of the wrap up, for those organisations that are already driving some impactful change in race equality, please do take a look at our Trailblazer accreditation. It helps lock in some of the advantage you may have created. Also, if anybody, please do take advantage of our jobs board. We also have our next intersectional event, Race and Neurodiversity, sponsored by the wonderful law firm, Dog Goes Down. CMS, thank you, CMS. That takes place on the 4th of October. It's going to be looking at the double discrimination of being ethnically diverse and also having a neurodiversity. So some lessons and lived experience to be shared there and how that might be addressed. It's free for members. If you're not a member, you do have an opportunity to buy a ticket. We'd also have some expert speakers on autism, dyslexia, ADHD, who will be sharing some stories of impact around their neurodivergence and how organisations may be able to improve their offer to get the best out of neurodiverse colleagues. Our next Get Ready for Race Equality Week takes place in November, where we'll do a live run through of the whole 5-day challenge project for this year. Don't forget that on the 7th of November, we also have a Race Network Leaders and Future Leaders event. That Race Network Chairs group is 2,000 people now. So again, rich data coming from there into these groups. At last week's event, we had 300 plus attendees from 250 organisations, which is a good show. And also, I think shows the influence that this group has with Race Network leaders. At the start of October, we have Green Park's annual conference. Thank you for the plug. That's really aimed at senior leaders and people interested in talent. So we're going through some things that are working, some things that are not working. That's hosted by our chair, Sir Trevor Phillips, and that is free. So a big thank you to our partners who make all of this possible. A big thank you to our speakers today, Lorraine from RLB and the fabulous Andrew and Antonia from Taylor Wimpey. It was great to hear what you guys are doing over there. And if you can, please find it in your budgets or in your own ability to donate to try and help us continue this work. We would be really appreciative. Thanks for joining us today and being generous with your time. I know that we're all busy. And please do go onto our website to find resources that may help you. There are even more if you sign up as a corporate member. So do get in touch if you'd like to run, if you'd like us to run one of your solutions or help out in any way. And in our last slide, I think we're going to be doing is, look out for our points of view on Black History Month, which will be published soon, alongside a offer to get a free trial of our AI. So have a great rest of National Inclusion Week, Positive Black History Month. We look forward to seeing you again, and thank you for your time and support. Javed, I, and the whole team do appreciate it. So thank you.